So next point is IC565. It is most commonly used phased lock loop IC. It is a 14-pin dual inline package, that is DIP. The PLL IC 565 is usable over the frequency range 0.1 Hz to 500 kHz. It has highly stable center frequency and is able to achieve a very linear FM detection. The output of the VCO is capable of producing TTL compatible square wave. The dual supply is in range of plus minus 6 volt to plus minus 12 volt. The IC can also be operated from the single supply in the range of 12 volt to 24 volt. Now the pin configuration of PLL IC 565 is shown here. It consists of 14 pins. The first pin is minus VCC, second is input, third is input, fourth pin is VCO output, fifth is phase detector VCO input, sixth reference output, 7 demodulated output, 8 external resistor for VCO, 9 external capacitor for VCO, 10 plus VCC, 11 NC, that is no connection, 11, 12, 13 and 14, 4 pins are NC, that is no connection. Now the purpose of each pin is self-explanatory from this diagram. Out of 14 pins, only 10 pins, that is pin number 1 to 10, are utilized for the operation of PLL. So the remaining 4 pins, that is pin 11 to 14, are labeled with NC, that is no connection. Now the VCO produces an output at pin number 4 of IC 565 when the pin number 2 and 3 are grounded. Mathematically, we can write the output frequency F out of the VCO as 0.25 divided by RC into VC. Now RC is the external resistor which is connected to pin number 8 and CV is the external capacitor which is connected to pin number 9. By choosing the proper values of RC and RV and CV, we can fix or determine the output frequency F out of VCO. The pin number 4 and 5 are to be shorted with an external wire, so the output of the VCO can be applied as one of the input of the phase detector. IC 565 has an internal resistance of 3.6 kilo ohm. A capacitor C has to be connected between the pin number 7 and 10 in order to make the low pass filter with the internal resistance. The internal resistor R2 and the external capacitor C2 form the low pass filter. Now there are some characteristics of IC 565. First is operating frequency range. So operating frequency range for this is 0.001 Hz to 500 kHz. Operating voltage range is plus minus 6 to plus minus 12 volt. Input level required for tracking is 10 millivolt RMS minimum to 3 volt peak to peak maximum. Input impedance 10 kilo ohm typically. Output sink current 1 milliampere typically. Output source current 10 milliampere. Drift in VCO center frequency FO with temperature is 300 ppm. Drift in VCO center frequency FO with supply voltage 1.5% per volt maximum. Triangular wave amplitude is typically 2.4 V voltage peak to peak at plus minus 6 volt supply voltage. Triangular wave amplitude typically 5.4 volt peak to peak at plus minus 6 volt plus minus supply voltage. Bandwidth adjustment range is greater than plus minus 1 to less than plus minus 60%. Next is the features of IC 565. It has an extreme stability of the center frequency, typically 200 ppm. It has a wide range of operating range plus minus 6 volt to 12 volt, which is shown in this table. Very high linearity of demodulated output, typically 0.2%. Center frequency of VCO is programmed by means of resistor, capacitor or voltage, TTL compatible square wave output, highly linear triangular wave output at pin number 9. Loop can be broken between pin number 4 and 5 and external circuit can be added. Frequency adjustable over the range 1:10 with single capacitor. So design for equations, first is the center frequency. F0 is 0.3 divided by R1C1. Second lock range. So FL is 8 F0 by V, where V is plus V plus of minus V, addition of two power supplies. And third is the capture range. So FC is equal to plus minus 1 by 2 pi. The next is applications. So PLL can be used as a frequency multiplication, frequency translation, AM detection, FM detection and FSK demodulation. Now it is mainly used as a frequency synthesizer. So frequency synthesizer, it consists of crystal oscillator divided by M network, phase detector, low pass filter, error amplifier VCO and divided by N network. This is a block diagram of frequency synthesizer. Now its operation. The frequency synthesizer is supposed to produce an output signal, the frequency of which can be precisely adjusted to any value in the prescribed range. The output of the synthesizer should be stable. In order to ensure the stability of the output frequency, a crystal oscillator of the frequency F oscillator is used. The output frequency of the crystal oscillator is divided by M with the help of M network. Thus, the input frequency to PLL is F oscillator by M, which is shown in figure. The PLL will compare this frequency with the frequency at the output of divided by N network and it will try to adjust this frequency equal to F max by M. In order to obtain the same frequency F oscillator by M at the output of the divided by N network, the VCO frequency should be adjusted. So F VCO is equal to F oscillator N by M. In digital wireless communication network, PLLs are used to provide the local oscillator for up conversion during the transmission and down conversion during the reception. In most cellular handsets, this function has been largely integrated into a single integrated circuit to reduce the cost and size of the handset. However, due to the high performance required of base station terminals, the transmission and reception circuit are built with discrete components to achieve the level of performance required. The GSM local oscillator module are typically built with frequency synthesizer integrated circuit and discrete resonator VCOs. The frequency synthesizer manufacturers include the Analog Devices, National Semiconductor and Texas Instruments. The VCO manufacturers include Sirenza, Z Communication, principle of PLL synthesizer. The PLL for the frequency, what the automatic gain control does for the voltage. It compares the frequency of two signals and produces the error signal which is proportional to the difference between the input frequencies. The error signal is then low pass filtered and used to drive a voltage control oscillator which creates an output frequency. The output is then given to the frequency divider back to the input of the system, producing the negative feedback loop. If the output frequency dip, the error signal will increase, driving the frequency in the opposite direction so as to reduce the error. Thus, the output is locked to the frequency at the other input. This input is called as a reference and is derived from the crystal oscillator, which is very stable in frequency. Now, which is shown in the block diagram. The key to the ability of the frequency The key to the ability of frequency synthesizer to generate multiple frequencies is the divider placed between the output and the feedback input. This is usually in the form of digital counter, with the output signal acting as a clock signal. The counter is preset to some initial count value and counts down at each cycle of the clock signal. When it reaches zeros, the counter output changes the state and count value is reloaded. This circuit is straightforward to implement using the flip-flop, and because it is digital in nature, it is easy to interface the other digital components or the microprocessor. This allows the frequency output by the synthesizer to be easily controlled by the digital systems. So this is all about the frequency synthesizer. Thank you.